Alright, so this is Mary's V-strom, and we're going to be putting, it's hard to see it, but I'm going to set a Givi racks on there, and we got to get Mary to take off her trunk so that we can get the mount attached. So get the trunk off, and then we'll get the manual and see how this works. Okay, so we've got all the pieces, which isn't much, the two sides, the brace or bracket for the back, and all the nuts and bolts for it, manual. And now what we can tell is one of the hardest parts is when we put this on was putting the trunk plate on. Trunk plate now has to come off so we can get this mounted. So we're going to take the plate off. Oh. Alright, well, that's off. So we got to kind of get all these screws off, and then we'll go from there. Alright, 2 secs. So we're going to attempt to take the seat off and see if we can get the whole rack off. So, key, seat.
Is that a release?
No, should just pull. Well, then you didn't do the key all the way. Should just come off. So hold on. Okay, to get the rack off, 2 bolts right here, one there, and then if you look inside there, there's a bolt there, and of course one right there on the other side, right in there. Now, you don't get a lot of room to play with, so it's a slow process, but luckily it's just the 2, so way easier than trying to get this piece back on later. So we're going to do that and get back to you. Okay, so we had to take 2 extra bolts off because this rack here wouldn't come up high enough for us to be able to get the bolt out. So when we take those 2 out and the 2 back here we loosen, we have enough room to get the bolts actually out. So hopefully once they're out, this should be a much easier process. Okay, so now all the bolts are out, and we can take the whole tailpiece off. It's dirty, but down she goes. Alright, so now we're going to see where the racks actually mount to. Okay, and these are the parts that I would think it's just nice to have an extra set of hands trying to do this by yourself. Okay, so everything looks like it lines up pretty good. This side's nice and easy. There wasn't really a bolt or anything in there, so that's in there. All the bolts, you see another one there, just holding it there. Mary's working on the rear brace right now. Same thing on this side. One there, one there. And if I look all the way down, there's another one back here. So these ones, of course, will have to come off. But these should keep it in place while we put the rear rack back on. But one of the bonuses, actually, I'm just going to spin around. So as you can see with Mary's bike has a tool tube on the side, and even with that, we have room for the tube, which is great. So it still fits on. Nothing is needed for the rear tail lights. Everything doesn't need to be nothing has to be moved. And let's see if we can get it all back together now.
I'm getting that tight
Let me
enough.
take a look. As always, it's the hardest part is getting all this panel back on. But I think we did it much better this time than we did last time. So far good.
This still is not.
Well, that part
yet.
is, yeah, but we got the actual rack mounted.
Yeah, but this was the hard part last time.
Time to tighten everything now, so we'll give it one round of tightening, just snug, not too tight, just snug, and then we'll go around and re-snug it all. So get everything in place. So we got those, these ones in here, down now and there are good, nice and tight. And then last but not least, will be down here, on the rear foot peg.
How did you get in there?
Just got it in enough to give it a bite. Alright, so the racks are on. Here's the racks. Like I said, really nice. It fits around the actual tool tube. Took us about an hour to put this on. And one of the hardest parts was that piece right there. So if you have a trunk in the back, just be prepared. That's going to be the biggest nightmare part. But other than that, everything is on good. And what we're going to do now is put the seat on, and we'll take a final look. Alright, so bags are on.
Jeez, it's huge.
Yeah. Let's see, here you are.
That's gonna be a learning curve.
What?
That's gonna be a learning curve.
You don't feel it.
No, as far as how wide my clearance.
Oh, just clearance wise?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you gotta watch when you're going through things to realize that your ass end is a little bigger now.
God,